gentlemen, I am the Dream, and it's the biggest show in the world, and I want to say good morning to you out there.
What is going on, Playboy? How you doing out there, brother?
Oh, man, I'm just happy to be back on the mic, happy to be talking to the people out there, talking with you, chilling. What's going on, player?
I'm feeling really good today, man. The day is starting out right. Yesterday was awesome for me, man. I just started out the day winning a steak from Mr. Dr. Dan, the evil genius. Wanted to bet against yours truly and blew up in his face. So he owes me a nice, juicy one. Okay, I'm looking forward to it up in, I don't know where we're going to eat, maybe STK or something like that when we get down to Vegas, bro. So did that. Then I hit a little wrestling, dude. I hit a plus 800 money line on one of the wrestling matches last night, kid, with my kid. I was like, yeah, wow. Boom. So I nailed that and had Michigan plus 8 points and had a little tiny parlay, for fun that I lost. But I ended up hitting the other one with the Virginia first half money line, which, by the way, Virginia stinks. And Virginia ain't doing nothing.
I have told you that since beginning of the NCAA, about 3 weeks into the season. I've told you a couple things that seem to be coming through this season. Just a quick note on the weekend, guys. Just to let you guys know, I had a huge party. My wife's birthday was Saturday, and it got canceled due to the weather here in Connecticut. And, it was up to me to still make it up to her. So I said, listen, do me a favor. Don't get upset. Don't be, all crying and all that. Daddy's going to take care of you. So I told her to throw on something, throw a little something on, and we'll hop in the car and we'll brave the weather and we're going to go out. We're going to have a good time and party. This is in I won't say blizzard type conditions, but just heavy snow type conditions out here. So we hopped in the truck. I put the 4-wheel drive in. Mama looked off the hook on Saturday, and we drove up to the casino. We spent, a long time there. I had promised her that I wasn't going to be on Twitter. I wasn't going to be involved in gambling. I wasn't going to let that ruin the night. So I did that. The comeback home was absolutely insane. So that's why I wasn't on the last 2 days. I had to take care of her. I had to, make it up to her as this was a very important milestone in her life. And while I love you guys, I am not in love with you guys. But thank you for, I appreciate you guys for understanding. I'm sure you guys who have significant others knows what time it is and how at times you have to put everything to the side and put them first.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, man. And big ups to you for that. Thank you for the invite, by the way, but I was feeling so sick on Sunday from being hungover, man, or Saturday, rather. I just couldn't even make it, brother.
Gotcha.
But I'm glad you guys got to do the solo quality time and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what you got, man? We got a lot to talk about today.
Looking over stuff, though. Y'all should have been on cruise control over the weekend because I saw a lot of easy stuff. I saw a lot of stuff that if you guys know how I play, there were a lot of games out there available to you that you should have been able to cash. Saturday, moneyline parlays should have worked all day as most of the favorites won. Did not cover, but they won. So that should have been some easy cashing for you on Saturday. Yesterday, I saw some hockey scores that were right up my alley because I know if anybody pays attention to me, I know you guys would have been all over the Stars Wild game as 8 goals were scored in that game. So also the Lightning Avalanche had a 4-5 game as well. And I don't know if you guys are paying attention what this Lightning team, the Avalanche team, for some reason now all of a sudden is starting to catch a little bit of steam. So you might want to start paying attention to that. Outside of that, that's about pretty much it, I think. The Predators beat the Sabres yesterday. I know the Preds were coming off of a loss, so they were due. Yeah, you guys should have been able to fare well without your boy yesterday. I've given y'all most of my little tools and my tidbits, so you should have been good. Hopefully, everybody won and had a good weekend. How about you?
Oh man, it was awesome, dude. I mean, I watched a little bit of the Boston Bruins layeth the smacketh down on the freaking Chicago Blackhawks. My God. Yeah, that was crazy.
I told you to watch that game as the Bruins are the Bruins The Bruins are a team that's underachieved this year, and at any time they could decide, they could figure it out, put the pieces of the puzzle together, and they could be an up-and-coming problem. So you might want to keep a little eye on them, as they've been playing a lot better hockey as of late. And they are, like I said, they are, they definitely got the ability, to be one of the better teams in hockey. So it's about time they may be trying to step up at this point in the game, in their season.
Well, the good news is I know that you're licking your chops for tomorrow night for a certain matchup that we'll get into tomorrow on the ice.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Since you were talking about wrestling.
Oh, I know. Hey.
Macho Man Savage voice.
Definitely, man. Hey, you know what? Last night on the card, this is crazy, guys. I'm not going to spend too much time on it or whatever, but every single match last night had a plus 700 or better underdog in the wrestling pay-per-view. So I was looking at it. I'm like, kid, who's got the best shot of winning here? So we picked 3 of them, and one of them was plus 800, and it cashed. I was like, whoa, damn. I'm like, there you go. There's a plane ride to Vegas. Loved it, man. Loved it. So you want to get into some of the scores? I mean, first, before you do that, I'd like to shout out to people that are retweeting our show, as they always do every single morning, 7 days a week. We got a lot of people up on here today. Let me see who we got. I'm just trying to pull it up. My computer's moving a little bit slow, guys. I apologize about that. But I got Marlon. I got Philly Picks. I got C. Rodriguez Jr., Armand De Niro, Neil Cafferty, Immaculate, Yodo with all the beautiful photos. What's up? Shady K, Sir Mata, Edward Kitchen, Total Sports Edge, Jason Riley, Sleepy J from Pregame's going to be coming on in a few. I got P for Prez. I've got James. I've got Eddie E, J. Rich the Mayor, Andy Mack, Hockey Immortal, Hingle McCringleberry, The Cheese. What is going on? And I'd like to shout out the entire Fake fam. Crush the Bookies tearing it up out there with the First Lady and Cousin Pete and Sheets Money as well. Love to shout them out all the time, man. So
got my girl Vegas Girl 92661 giving us her support. Bloodmaster is out there. Bloodmaster says that there was only one goal going into the third period of the Wild Stars game, and I gotta say, so what, player?
Stomach ache. Stomach ache.
It's the score at the end of the game that matters, Daddy. Sir Mata, as you said, Edward Kitchen, Total Sports Edge, Jason Riley, Urban, Sleepy J, Pregame, P for Prez, James J. Rich Demare, Andy Mack, and the Hockey Immortal as well. My usual shout-outs to my man Damon Dazenberg, who is coming on tomorrow. Highly anticipated guest coming on tomorrow, coming in with all types of knowledge. Can't wait to get him on and talk with him for a little bit tomorrow. Dank is out there as well. Bartholomew Swaggart, what's happening, player? Welcome to the party. Deeks Picks, Jason Guerrero is out there. My man, the champ, the kid, Vince Parker, Papa Smurf, LVCC, Premier Sports Companies, Philly Picks, Winning Picks, Rick Lopez, Richard Wicked Odds, and VK, just to name a few. As far as the scores was concerned, we had in the NHL yesterday, Flyers over the Capitals 3-2, the Bruins over the Blackhawks 6-2, Canucks over the Islanders 4-0, Predators beat the Sabres 2-1, Penguins over the Panthers 5-1, Avalanche beat the Lightning 5-4, and the Rangers beat the Blue Jackets 3-4, and the Wild 6-2 over the Stars. And I guess what was a blitzkrieg of goal scoring in the second half.
Dude, and like all the games, bro. It was like 3 games that were crazy. I mean, what do you call it? The Bruins were, in the second period, it was like 5-6-1. I was like, whoa.
What happened, right?
It was 1-0. It was 2-1, and then all of a sudden it was 6-1. I'm like, wow.
2-1, and all of a sudden they scored a touchdown. Cavaliers 101-83 over the Knicks. You guys should have been all over this, as J.R. Smith wanted to come back and prove that he's dope, and he's not, but he fits in well with the Cavs, and the Knicks are horrible. So you guys should have just laid the 16 and went to bed on that game. Hawks over the Bucks 97-86. Hawks were coming off of a loss. That should have been an easy read too, to get on Atlanta to beat that Buck team. I think that was another pretty easy read. Pistons 106-89. I probably would have went down in flames there, but I probably would have stayed away, as I don't really love that Wizards team. Nah. I'm sure Golden State might have got a few people yesterday, losing to the Pacers 104-98. 76ers lost to the Magic 103-98. The Thunder beat the Nuggets 119-94, and the Thunder have been on a tear even without Kevin Durant. Mavericks 92-81 over the Hornets, and the Grizzlies beat the Trailblazers 98-92. And Lake Show came up and got a win last night against the Celtics, 118-111. And I gotta say, I probably would have taken the Celtics yesterday. So maybe yesterday would not have been that great of a day if I had been on. But who knows?
Big ups to Alex Washington for hitting 3 10-point teasers last night. Razor Ramon's out there. What's going on, Playboy? So we're flying high today, brother. Feeling really good, ready to get a good week going.
No doubt. As far as the college basketball is concerned, Ohio State beat Michigan. Michigan beat Ohio State 64-57. My bad. We had, and I believe that you want a steak with that.
I want a bone-in fillet, kid. I'm gonna get one of them crazy exotic steaks, courtesy of the evil genius.
Oregon beat Utah 69-58, and if you follow this show, okay, and you listen to one of the loudmouth hosts on this show, you will know that Oregon Duck hoop team is not that bad. I talked about them last week, and it was a huge game, big win for them. So hats off to them for getting that done against the Utes. They won 69-58. Also, Iowa beat Nebraska 74-46. Wichita State 62-43 over Evansville. And Connecticut beat Tulane 67-60. Virginia 51-41 over Florida State. Michigan State beat Illinois 60-53. SC 64-59. And those are your. I forgot the Indiana score. That's probably another pertinent one. Indiana beat Rutgers 84-54, and Memphis 75-65 over UCF. That's about it as far as it was concerned in college hoop. I see the Yaleys went down on Saturday, player.
Yaleys went down, brother. They went down. That's because some people jumped on them when I was doing pretty well by myself. But anytime my co-hosts want to jump on my teams, they lose. But but that's like me and your hockey.
It had to feel like maybe the evil genius was on. They were getting smoked right out the gate.
Right out the gate, Yale was getting smoked, man. And I was like, they were shooting like single digits in percentage from the 3-point line, like in the first half. I'm like, oh man, terrible. They usually score 42% from the at home behind the arc. You know what I mean? But hey, it happens. But you know what? I'm not done with them. By any means.
Oh, no doubt.
Just you guys can't take them anymore. That's it. That's it, man. I'm taking the nation with me, and you guys could. He could do baseball, and you could do hockey, and I'll stick with Yale. That's it, man. That's it.
My hoop's been pretty good. I jumped on Yale, but it was in a parlay, which was the only loser in about like an 8-teamer, which was dope. But that's why you don't play those. So I didn't really expect to win that. As far as that was concerned, it was played really, really light. Also want to send a big shout out to the guys over at NYI who may be listening. Thank you for your continued support. Got my man Uncle Dave, JG, and Dave Altoona paying attention to the biggest show in the world this morning.
Nice, man. Nice. Oh, Hockey Immortal. He had a 7-1 day, and the only loss was Yale. He said, good looking, guys. Good looking to you and Dizzle on that one. But that's all right.
It's funny because I haven't played them most of the season, and I was really leery of, because if I'm gonna play them, I'd rather play them on Friday night than Saturday.
Yeah.
As they are, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So I think that to rethink that might have been a play I could have just done without. But whatever.
Hey, it is what it is. I even got Mercer Madness to work on Saturday.
Yeah, I know. I was saying Saturday seemed like a pretty easy day to me for most of you guys. If you were out there, I don't know. I mean, if you were one of them underdog chasers, then you might have got a little beat up.
No, they might have did all right because none of the favorites wanted to cover, so they probably did really well.
Right. But I'm saying like there were a couple of close games. I think that Texas got a few people. I know that I don't know if people ran with Seton Hall. I know the Pitt beat Cuse. That could have got a couple of people. So there were a couple of small upsets that might have got people. But other than that, everybody should have been good.
Yeah, definitely, man. I want to jump into the NBA first because my guest that's going to be calling in is going to be talking about college basketball.
Okay.
So I definitely want to do that, man, because I see a couple of games that I really like. Taking a look at the NBA lines. Guys, we're jumping right into it today. But before we do it, I got a little bit of an announcement to make.
Oh, that's right.
I got a little bit of an announcement to make for the Sports Bettors TV Nation. Hashtag SBTVNation. All right, guys. Listen to me and listen to me good. As you know, when we are in Las Vegas, we are celebrating our 1-year anniversary party. Okay? And what we're doing is we found a spot that wants to bring the nation in and has an amazing deal for everybody. All right? What we're doing is we're celebrating our 1-year anniversary party at Beecher's Madhouse in the MGM Grand Casino. Okay, and what we're going to do is it's going to be either Friday or Saturday night. I'm pretty sure it's Saturday night. What we're doing, guys, listen to this. All right, now when you're buying drinks out in Vegas, sometimes it gets a little bit expensive. I'm not going to lie. So what they're going to do for us is for admission and open bar all night, dude, $100 a person. That's it. $100 kid, all you could drink all night long plus admission. Dude, if you go into a nightclub, it's like $50 to $75 right out the gate. You know what I'm saying?
That right there is a loss. Versus me, that's a loss. Okay? I'm drinking $100 worth of liquor, within the first 2 hours.
We are coming to Beecher's Madhouse on our 1-year anniversary party, but here's the deal, guys. We got to get at least 50 people to come with us, which I don't think is going to be a problem. So we need to talk about it. We need to get everybody involved, and we are going to have an absolute blast with that, man. It's either Friday or Saturday night. I want to say it's Saturday night. I'll know by tomorrow, but they are welcoming us with that deal, and that is just absolutely outrageous, kid.
That
outrageous.
Right there is a money line parlay featuring the Knicks, the 76ers, and the Buffalo Sabres, all right?
Oh, man, it's going to be an absolute ball, kid. All absolute ball. So, yes, Irvin's all over it, man. He's feeling it. So, yes, man. So, let's jump into the NBA, guys. I'm very excited about that. I can't wait. All right, so as you know, Dream, a little news over the weekend. Chris Bosh is out for the season with Miami. He's got a blood clot in his lungs or blood clots or whatever. But Miami Heat is still favored pretty heavily today playing the Philadelphia Sixers. We got the 76ers are coming into Miami, and the line is anywhere from -10 to -10.5. Under over 189 to 191.5. I know it's the Sixers and all that, but what's your take on this? Do you add Miami to anything?
I don't. No, I don't like them that much. Listen. I think, obviously they're going to miss Chris Bosh. He's obviously a piece of their, integral part of their system. But, I haven't liked the way Miami Heat have played most of this season anyway. Not that I've paid a ton of attention to them. To me, they just, have let themselves go, especially with losing LeBron. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, it's not a huge loss losing. I mean, when I say huge, just meaning like it's not like they were going to win, with him gone now, it doesn't drop them from that much games that they were going to win anyway, as they were up and down even with him. So while I don't see it having that drastic of an impact, I still am not trying to play them or I wouldn't bet them against the Sixers in this game.
I don't like that. I don't like that spot either, because you never know.
What's
Philly,
the point spread again?
10 to 10.5, bro.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
It's a lot, man.
No, dude.
That's a lot.
I kind of like the Sixers, man. Which
you think
insane.
so, huh? Wow, I don't know about that. I think that's more of
I know.
I think that's more of a stay away from it game.
Oh, definitely stay away from. But I'm saying if you got a couple of bucks and you want to give it a shot, it may be worth. This might be a nice game to throw $20 on the money line.
Plus 485, player.
Whew.
Plus 485 on the money line for the Philadelphia 76ers. But I think Miami gets it done here. But, I think there's better games to get involved with if you want to do money line parlays or point spreads for that matter. I don't know, because they could win by, 20. You know what I'm saying? So who the hell knows? I mean, I don't think they have any business giving 10 points to anybody, to be honest with you, especially without Chris Bosh. But
I don't know that they could win by 20.
The Sixers like to get pounded, bro, when they're on the road. So
yeah, but I'm saying no Chris Bosh and the Heat, because the Heat I don't know. Have they beat anybody by 20 this season?
That's a really good question. They probably beat I think they beat the Knicks by double digits, but that's about it. You know what I'm saying? And the Knicks are pretty equivalent to Philadelphia, so we will see where that one ends up, and we'll go from there. But going to the next one here, let me take a look. We've got the Minnesota Timberwolves coming into Houston, and Houston is a 9 to 9.5 point favorite. Under over is 211. Basically anywhere you want to find it. I like Houston in the spot. What do you think about that?
I like Houston too. You know, you are aware that Garnett is now, not that he's a huge impact, but you are aware that Garnett is now back with Minnesota?
I'm not aware of that.
Garnett is back with Minnesota. So, you know, just keep that in the back of your mind. You know, this Houston team, I can't figure them out, dude. I really can't.
All right. Let me take a look at some. It's tough, man. They're up and down. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I haven't really been dissecting the NBA like I've been with college hoop.
Right.
But, I'm taking a look at this. Let's find some statistics here and go from there.
Obviously, get rid of the points. I mean, I could say that right out of the gate. You're probably safe, as I do think Houston probably needs to get this win. They won their last one against Toronto, but lost to Dallas and lost to the Clippers prior to that. And this was like around the All-Star break. Yeah, I think you could take Houston. You got a money line. No, you cannot give any points.
Yeah, I'm looking at this, and Minnesota stinks really bad. They're 12 and 42. However, they're 4-2 straight up in the last 6 games. So in the last 6 games, they're trying to get it together a little bit.
But they might have been playing, the last 6 games, remember, those were the games before the All-Star break. So you had teams, coasting because they were getting ready to get a week or so off. So you got to take that with a grain of salt as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Irvin's telling me to take Miami here. All right, we'll take a look at it. Hey, you never know. It might be safer than this Houston play, I'll tell you, because I'm looking at some of the stuff here, and I'm seeing Minnesota is 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 games on the road as well. So they're getting a lot of points on the road, but they're making it a little closer than most people think it would. Houston is 8-4 straight up in the last 12 games, 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games at home, and 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games at home. So when they're winning at home, they're covering. And they're 4-2 against the spread in the last 6 games when playing Minnesota. So if I had to lean, I'd say Houston wins the game. I don't know about them covering that spread though.
Yeah, I don't either. I wouldn't even get involved with that at all.
All right, we'll take a look at it. Here's another ugly, nasty team that I can't stand. But we got Milwaukee coming into Chicago tonight. Chicago's -7.5 to 8. Under over 193.5, and I can tell you right now that Milwaukee Bucks team is pesky, and this is like a pesky matchup here. What's your take on this?
Well, I like the Heat. Not the Heat, the Bulls. I like the Bulls to win the game. Once again, I'm not giving any points. The Bulls, they should be able to pull this game out. It's a game that they should win at home, and they need to try to, keep pace. They're trying to figure it out, man. I guess it's a work in progress as far as they're concerned, trying to figure out what they're doing. So, I know how you feel about them. I somewhat share some of your same thoughts. However, I have won with them when I played with them this season. So I'm gonna lean towards them tonight.
Maybe they should get together with the Blackhawks and figure it out. Because both of them are just ugly and nasty to bet. You know what I'm saying? So
that may be the problem. Them and the Blackhawks been hanging out too much.
Definitely. So we'll keep it moving from there. All right. So the next one we got is a very interesting game here. We have let me go to one of them first before I get to the next one. But you got Brooklyn coming into Denver. Hall of Shame game right here, brother. -1.5 to 2.5. Under over 201.5 to 202. Wow. Anybody betting this game, man, God bless you on this. That is brutal all day long. What do you think about that, man?
I think forget it.
Yeah, definitely. That's you know what? I got to ask my man Crush the Bookie about this one because he may be getting into like a total or something with this. He's been tearing it up, so I got to talk to him about that. We got the next one here is, let's see, San Antonio at Utah. The Spurs are given anywhere from 5 to 6 points today. Under over 187.5 to 188.5. Guys, remember, I'm reading these lines, the best lines you can find off sportsbetterstv.com. This Utah team, I like the way they play defense. I can't get involved in this game either, Dream.
I like the Spurs. The Spurs need to win bad. They got beat twice right out of the gate, right out of the All-Star break. So they're going to need to get a win here. I think, they can't. The Spurs cannot afford to. It's tight. You know what I'm saying? That the West is tight. The Spurs can't coast, or else they're going to fight, because they got to have. The Spurs need home court advantage bad if they expect to really. You know what I mean?
I know.
If they expect to go far. So they cannot coast. They're going to have to grab this game. Games like this, they got to grab and they got to win. So I like the Spurs in this spot. Once again, I'm not messing with the money line, but the Spurs need to beat the Jazz in this spot. It's a game that they can win, and they should win. So they need to win.
All right. Next one we got is Boston Phoenix. Phoenix is given 7.5. My man Irvin is loving the Suns today. What's your take on this one, man? Boston should have won last night, man. They took them to overtime and lost.
Last night. They took them to overtime. Scrappy team this Celtic team is. This is a stay away from game to me. As both these teams, they're sporadic, but they play hard. The Celtics, man, play really hard basketball. I don't care what anybody says. They're not winning, but they do play very hard. They do play a full game. The Suns have at times lapses in their offense, especially it seems like that third quarter. They seem like to take the third quarter off. This is a game to watch as far as I'm concerned. I'm not leaning any way on this side, but it's one as far as I'm concerned, you stay away from this game. I don't know if I trust Phoenix given 7.
Yeah, Phoenix is losers of 4 straight games, and they're 2 games over 500. But they're 1-7 straight up in the last 8 games. So they're playing pretty bad basketball, man. Right. And Boston is 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games on the road. So, you got 2 hungry teams here. Good luck with that, Irv. I hope you cash with it. So,
Irv, you got some stomach aches involved with your team. You want to take the Heat and the Suns?
Yeah. That's tough. You
better stop. All right, get yourself a big bottle of Maylocks, player.
Oh man, I'm feeling the Rockets. I like
the Rockets.
Yeah.
And I also like the Spurs, but I'm actually safer with the Rockets because they're home, and you guys know how I feel about being on the road. But I like the Rockets too. I'm with you on the Rockets. I'm there.
Big win for the Grizzlies last night in Portland. Dude, I'm telling you, dude, I think the Grizzlies got a real good shot at coming out of the West. I really do. And they're going into LA Clippers tonight, so if they want to make a statement, they got to win this game too. The Grizzlies are anywhere from a 3 to 4 point underdog tonight. Playing in the Clippers, it's a 10:35 start, so that's one of them last resort junkie plays of the night. You got anywhere from 202 to 203 is an under-over. I don't know. They're coming off a pretty big win last night, man. So I think I think this is more of a stay away from game for me as well. What's your take?
Bad spot for the Grizzlies. I agree with you to stay away from game. The Grizzlies, I love them. I like them. I still wish they had one more scorer because I just see a scoring problem at times with that team. This Clipper team, all right, now here we go. Coming out of the break, Doc Rivers got them focused, get on their grind. They're well coached. They're going to get it. They should get it going. This is a big spot for them to beat this Grizzlies team and let the Grizzlies know, hey, should we meet you in the playoffs? This is what's going to happen. I'm leaning towards the Clippers here, but like Hatter said, this is a game you probably want to stay away from. I believe the safest game of tonight is the Houston Rockets. I'm in agreement. The Houston Rockets is the safest NBA game tonight.
All right, so we'll roll with that and keep it moving from there. But my guest should be calling any minute now. And there's some games that we do not have lines for yet, guys. We got Golden State at Washington. We got Cleveland at Detroit. We got Indiana at Oklahoma City, and we got Toronto at Dallas tonight, as well as, let's see. No, wait, I'm sorry. Those are Tuesday. My bad. We have all the lines.
Toronto is at
That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow. New Orleans.
Yeah, my bad. My bad. Sorry about that, guys. I'm already fast forwarding to Tuesday because we got a big card tomorrow. But we got Toronto at New Orleans tonight. My bad. And I do not have a line on that yet. So let me get my caller in here. Dude, I got my man Sleepy J. What's going on, Playboy?
Yo, what's going on, man? How you doing today?
We're fantastic, kid. Coming off a big day yesterday and looking forward to continuing it into today. How you been out there?
I've been all right, man. On the East Coast, it's freezing though. It's been a long 2 weeks over here, man.
Oh yeah. Whereabouts are you, brother?
Northeastern Pennsylvania, so I'm like right in the middle of the ice box.
right with us, dude. We're supposed to get We're supposed to get like minus 25 below tonight or something.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that's wonderful, isn't it? You know what the worst part about it is letting the dogs out. They're just like, nope. They don't even want to do nothing outside. It's crazy.
That's Hatter's dogs.
Yeah, right.
Hatter doesn't really have dogs. He's got like furry.
My wife's got these
furry, high maintenance socialites.
Yeah, it did.
They're little debutantes. They don't go outside. They get one whiff of that air, just a quick feel on there. They're like, oh no.
No,
We're going to go potty right here on the living room floor.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
You need to buy them a set of diapers, dog.
Kid, shut up, dude. It's such a sore subject in my house, kid. Oh, my God. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, yo, if I buy these dogs, you're going to take care of them, right? Yeah, sure. That's not how it goes. But anyway, let's jump into this with my man, Sleepy
there you
J.
Go. Reason why there's not a dog in the house of the dream.
Definitely not.
I'm
Definitely
the only
not.
dog in the house.
That's right, brother. That's right. All right, so let's jump into this with my boy here, dude, because you said you want to get into some college basketball. Am I correct?
Yeah, man, I've been really concentrating on college basketball now that we're coming down the stretch here, looking at the tournaments coming up. So I've been hitting it hard, like you guys said, maybe leaning back a little bit further from NBA right now. So I'm really concentrating on college basketball. I've been doing pretty good, so I'm excited for today's small card, which is cool.
All right, cool. Well,
I like you said you've been really concentrating on college basketball right now. Does it have anything to do with it being on every night?
7 days a week, full throttle, baby.
Oh,
definitely. We were having this conversation about that as well. You know, we're really, I'm really dissecting college basketball right now as well, brother. And I got to be honest with you. And let me just prepare you and warn you that usually, the guests are tearing it up before they come on the show. And then when they come on the show, sometimes the plays, I hope you didn't rush any of your plays tonight, man, because we need some winners. You know what I'm saying?
No problem, man. I got to give a shout-out to the Dream. Probably like last week, I followed one of his plays. I think he had Georgetown. I don't know if they played St. John's, but he's like, I got a gut feeling. And I actually made the play when he was talking on the radio. So a shout-out to him. And to be honest with you, I don't really follow many plays from the show, but that one I did jump on because I didn't look at the game, and he was just like, I don't know. And I was like, he's feeling it. Something's right. So I had played it. I don't know if it was a St. John game, but shout out to him for that.
Yeah, it was St. John's, and you know what? Our guest that day was on St. John's too as well, and I went against him because I was like, and I loved that game. And when he came out and gave out St. John's, I was like, wow. But thanks, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, dude. So, yeah, we got a short card tonight, man. I'm taking a look at it. There's not as many games as I thought there would have been on a Monday. But taking a look at it, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, there's like 18 games total, but I only got 6 lines here. I don't know if you got lines that I'm not seeing or whatever, but feel free to break down any one of these, and we'll go into them.
Yeah, the majority of the games tonight are probably like your Coastal Carolinas and Norfolk states and stuff like that. But I pretty much broke down the smaller card. I went on the site this morning, Sports Bettors, with the lines, and I just broke down the 5-6 games that were on there to go over the big major matchups with LSU and Kansas, Xavier, those games. So if you guys want to start anywhere, you guys got any thoughts? I got a lot of good notes for today's college basketball. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Awesome, dude.
Right.
Awesome. Well, I can tell you right now that this Louisville team, I don't see doing much in the tournament at all. And I think this is Georgia Tech is not that good, but I think this is a pretty bad spot for Louisville. But I'd like to hear what you got to say about this, with Louisville giving 4.5 points tonight at Georgia Tech, and the line under/over being anywhere from, it's pretty much 123.5 all across the board.
Yeah, the one major concern I had for Georgia Tech in the game, and I do agree with you, Louisville is just not the Louisville from years past. But Georgia Tech right now, they're like 3-12 their last 15. They lost 6 games by double digits, and they're 1-8 in that 15-game stretch at home. So that's definitely something you want to take a look at. When I broke the game down stat-wise, 11-point plus differential point-wise, in favor of Louisville. But one injury you definitely want to take note of. Chris Bolden, their starting guard for Georgia Tech, he's out. He did get suspended. He averages 7 points per game, 2 rebounds, a steal. So you're definitely going to have to give something up going ahead and letting that guy out. But when you really break it down, Louisville's just a far better team when it comes to assist-to-turnover ratio, rebounds, fouls, blocks, and steals. I know maybe the spot looks bad for Louisville, but they got to go to Florida State, and then they play Notre Dame, and then they finish up with Virginia. So if you really take a look at this game here, this one would probably be a little bit favorable. I know the line came down, but I think maybe there was a little bit of setup money. I'm not saying go ahead and play Louisville, but I would lean a little bit more towards Louisville. As far as the total's concerned, I don't have much of an opinion on that, but that Georgia Tech 3-12, their last 15 and 1-8 at home with that injury, definitely draws some concerns for me with Georgia Tech.
Got it. Yeah, I'm looking at it here. I mean, the one positive note on Louisville is, they're 21-6. But they're 4-2 against the spread in the last 6 games on the road. So it seems like they're playing somewhat all right on the road. So might be something to take a look at, where Georgia Tech is 3-12 straight up, like you said, in the last 15 games. But the problem I see is that, well, I don't want to say problem, but the positive note for Georgia Tech is that they're 5-2 against the spread in the last 7 games at home as well. So, but you said when did this injury occur for Georgia Tech?
I believe it was probably 2 games ago. So I know they had a little bit of time to smooth over. But again, I just don't think you could take the points and rebounds and steals away from a quality team like Louisville. So I think that will affect them a little bit. But again, it's just something to factor in there. But just not sold on Georgia Tech as a team. There's a lot of negatives when you really break down the stats. When you go to free throws and turnovers and fouls per game, just a lot of negatives with Georgia Tech. And I think that line opened up 6. It's down to 4.5. So I think if you do want Louisville, you definitely want to jump on them now, because that line's going to go up. The public's going to be heavily involved with Louisville.
I would think so.
We wake up early in the morning. We're up already at 9:30. So, if you want that, hit them now, because that line's only going to go north.
I agree with you with the line going north. Dream, what do you think about this Louisville team?
I absolutely love Louisville today.
You do, huh?
I absolutely love Louisville. And you said it's a bad spot. I think it's a great spot for Louisville. Louisville, yeah, they're not Louisville of a year or so ago, but they're still Louisville. They play very solid defense. What they are lacking is they're lacking a little bit in their guard play, which Louisville usually has stellar guard play. It's been inconsistent most of the season this year, but this is a particular spot where I see them getting this game won. I see them going to Georgia Tech getting a win here. I don't really see Georgia Tech putting up a lot of points against this Louisville defense personally. One thing to check with Louisville did lose one of their scorers, their main scorer, I believe, against Syracuse when they played Syracuse last, because I was on that game too, eyeballing Louisville. I ended up not playing it, but one of their scorers was out, but I believe it was just a suspension, not an injury. So let's look to make sure that he's back in the lineup tonight. As long as it's all systems going, he's in the lineup. Louisville, even if he's not, I still am leaning towards Louisville. Louisville should get this game. It's like I said, it's one of these situations, a game that they should win and need to win to keep their momentum going into the tournament and to keep moving forward. So they should get this win. Got it.
My boy Rainmaker and Armin De Niro both telling me that Chris Jones was dismissed by Louisville yesterday. So
he was.
Yeah, he was dismissed. So got to keep that in the back of your brains. They got to kind of, regroup, man. So
yeah, I still like Louisville in this spot. He didn't play the last 2 games. I believe so. They lost to Cuse, but they did win. They did beat Miami on Saturday. Which was actually a huge come from behind win for them as well.
Big time.
So they do have a little bit of momentum and steam going into this game.
And that probably explains the line movement down because of that.
Yeah, it would definitely explain a little bit of the line movement there. But again, I more than anything, I would lean more towards probably a setup more than anything. Probably some sharp money. I came in on Georgia Tech to get that line down because I just don't know how many people would actually go ahead and back Georgia Tech in this spot. If Louisville's shorthanded, that's one thing I always like to look at is, play on a team that's shorthanded because the rest of the team will step up. But again, that's definitely something to make note of. Maybe we want to dig into, the point production for Louisville, especially from that position over the last 2 games.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So taking a look at it real quick, let's move on to the next one here. We got Kansas coming into Kansas State tonight. What do you think about this one? Kansas is a 6 to 6.5 point favorite. I got to be honest with you. I really, really like this Kansas team. I like Perry Ellis down low. I like what I saw with them playing TCU ski. I thought it'd be a little bit, I thought it wouldn't be as close as it was. What's your take on this team? I haven't really done much gambling on Kansas State, so talk to me.
Kansas State's a pretty good team to go ahead and look at when you're looking at teams that the committee's going to look at and their measuring stick. Obviously, we all know Kansas State's not going to make the big dance. When you look at the real breakdown of both of these teams, it's pretty much a landslide in favor of Kansas. They're by far the better rebounding team. The better they score a ton of points. And for me, man, it's more of a coaching mismatch the way that I see it. And I just don't like the style of play and the demeanor right now with Kansas State. I think under 7 is good value. I think that line will go up. I actually like Kansas today. I made a play with them earlier this morning at 6.5. But I'm not sold at all on Kansas State. They lack a lot, especially at home. You would think maybe this is their Super Bowl of the year because they're not going anywhere. But I just don't think that they match up very well versus Kansas. I think Kansas will probably win this game by double digits today. And I might even maybe make a look at maybe a money line if the line does go up north of 7.5, maybe somewhere around there. Maybe even try to tie in a little bit of a money line parlay with Kansas because I just can't see that team losing right now.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on this. I think Kansas is, these teams right now, the last 5, 6, however many games they have left, they're really trying to get those higher seeds. So all these games are like wicked important right now. And I just like the way they play. I like everything. I like how aggressive they are. You know what I mean? I nothing makes me crazier than some of these teams that kind of dance around, and try to be athletic when they're not, or they just don't want to get down into the paint and attack the basket and stuff like that. Kansas does that, and I think Kansas is a big problem for a team like this. What's your take on this, Dream?
I like Kansas. I'm going to fall back on some of their physicalness as West Virginia, made them look a little bit soft last week. Perry Ellis, I hear you with him. He could have dunked last week and won the game, so that's still in the back of my mind. Yeah. I did watch him in there. I did watch this Kansas team. They played on Saturday. I'm trying to remember who it was they played. I watched him struggle on Saturday with – hold on a second. I'm trying to look it up and see who it was that they played Saturday.
TCU,
they played TCU, right?
Yep.
There you go. They played TCU, and I still scratching my head. They ended up pulling out the game, but a lot of this game was kind of tight. In a game where they were home and kind of should have really took the reins and blew TCU out. They kind of didn't really get a hold of it till the end. Don't get me wrong. I don't think they're losing to Kansas State today, but I just don't know what this team's doing. I don't know how far they're going personally. They should, as far as tonight's concerned, they should win. If you get them in a money line situation, go for it. I don't know about laying any type of points with them, but as far as looking towards the future and them in the tournament, I don't know about their future.
I like them. In the future, to be honest with you.
I know, but you hated them okay, here's what happened.
I hated them last year, not this year. No.
A couple of weeks ago, you did not like Kansas.
think you're talking about the wrong guy, dude. Maybe you're talking about Dizzle, not me.
I'm talking about the wrong guy. I'm on with you every day, Playboy.
I'm tired. I've been talking about this Kansas team for the last few weeks now, brother. So whatever.
Right.
Hey, it is what it is. We'll keep it moving
sir.
from there. Let's see. Let's go into. So you guys are both kind of feeling Kansas in this spot. They don't really got to travel that far tonight, so maybe it's something that we could take a look at here. We got Xavier coming into St. John's. The line is anywhere from 1.5. It's pretty much 1.5 all across the board. 145.5. Sleepy, what's your take on the Johnnies playing Xavier? I know the Dream loves this Xavier team.
Yeah, you know what? Xavier's probably one of the most underrated teams out there when you really look at that team stat-wise. They match up with some of the best teams in basketball. And another thing to note, Xavier has revenge in this game. They haven't lost a revenge game this year. So I think that speaks volume of how that team prepares, the second time around. I like the coach, and I think that they have good guard play. I think the guard play in this game might come down to, who actually wins the game. Obviously, St. John's has Harrison. He's very good. But St. John's, their last home loss was against Duke, so they're 5-1 at home. For me, it is a coin flip game, but I think it comes down to the guard play, with Jones and Harrison with St. John's, and I like the way that they've been playing. But I think that this game, where the value is in this one, when I really looked at this one, is on the under today. It's 145.5. These two teams, whoever loses this game, very well might not be in the big dance. They both still have to play Villanova. They got 3 games left. This is a make or break for both teams. I think they might play this one close to the vest. I don't think the coaches are going to let them just run up and down the court. I don't think you'll see a double-digit lead in this game. I think the under is the play. Last time these two teams played, it was about 148. When I broke it down, just basic math, it came out to 139 points. So I think maybe because this is one of the only marquee games on here, that the books may have inflated the total a little bit. So 145, I think the under is probably worth the play. Both of these teams are more, defensive-oriented teams, especially when they're playing in conference. So I think the under is probably worth a look. As far as the side, I like Xavier as a team, but St. John's has been playing well. So I'm going to back away from the side. I think the total has the better percentage and the more value on it as of right now.
Oh, cool. Hey, I love your information, by the way, brother. Really good. Really, I appreciate you doing your homework on these. Looking at this here, I got to be honest with you. Let me see. Let me just pull it up real quick. The preview. So we got. They're both mirror images of each other as far as the records are concerned. You have 18-10 on one and 18-9 with St. John's. The total is going under in 4 of the last 5 Xavier games. So you might be kind of on the money there with that. That is a lot. Anytime I see over one, in the 140s, I always tend to look at those, and I look at the other ones that are 115. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily play them as much, but I look at them because, it seems like, yeah, you're right. Sometimes they get overinflated. Taking a look at this, it's really tough for me to say have a side here. I'm going to let the Dream talk about this Xavier team because you've been on them and they've been money for you.
I have been, but I don't like him in this spot. I'm agreeing with him as far as that under is concerned. I think that's worth taking a shot at if you're going to play this game. If you can get in a teaser and tease that under up with some points, so you might want to do something like Kansas, the under in this game, and Louisville in a 3-team teaser. I think that's money. I do like the under in this game. Remember, St. John's has already beat Xavier 78-70 in a game that St. John's they pretty much dominated this game. I know that St. John's beat them on the road. So now you got Xavier coming into St. John's. I think St. John's is probably going to find a way to win this game. I'm like our guest. I don't want to lean towards the side. I've had great success with this Xavier team. So when I get on that, it's hard for me to bet against them. So I think I'm going to take a shot at that under with you. And I don't usually play totals in college basketball, but I do like the under.
Yeah, if we can get it up to over 150 or something like that, it might be something dope. So,
Love
all right,
that.
cool. So, Sleepy, we got Dream and I still got to do our hockey on the show. But do you have any other games you want to lean before we close out?
Yeah, I'll give you one ugly one for today. The Mariston Manhattan game. No, it wouldn't be right if we didn't talk about something that was ugly.
Yes.
But Mariston, they're a bad team overall, but they've been playing very well lately. They're just a scrappy bunch right now. And when you really break the game down and look at it, I'll give you a couple stats here for Manhattan that are absolutely horrible. They rank, I think they are the 4th worst team in turnovers and fouls. And that's going to go ahead and create some issues for them with Marist, because Marist is a very good free throw shooting team. It's definitely something you always want to look for, is a good free throw shooting team. So I've been watching Marist the last couple games. They gave Iona a handful the last time. So I'll give that one out as a play for today. Marist, you can catch them getting 3.5, but I think they're going to go ahead and get themselves a win. They lost 4 in a row, but they've been so scrappy, losing games by 4, 6 points against good teams like Iona. But I think they're going to go ahead and get a win today outright at home versus Manhattan. And I just don't like that Manhattan team. They self-destruct and they kill themselves. And on the road, you can't do that. And Marist has just been playing pretty good ball. So I think that you might catch a dog here if you want to lay maybe take a money line plus. Maybe Marist might be worth a shot today.
All right.
And you talk about an ugly stat, though, that 5 and 22. That's pretty ugly, too, as well with Marist. But I hear you with that. That's an interesting call. As I will not have anything to do with that, but that is an interesting call there.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you get a good foul, a fouling team playing a good free throw shooting team. You know what I'm saying? That's where it becomes.
And Manhattan traveling. That's a stellar. That's also a stellar observation, I think, as well, because they don't travel well. So I think you may be onto something there. But Daddy's money is not going to be nowhere near that.
Well, I'll take a look at it with him. Maybe we'll get involved. But
I'd rather place my money on me not being able to drink $100 worth of booze on Saturday night in Las Vegas.
In 2 hours. In 2 hours.
Yeah.
In 2 hours.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So my man, Sleepy J, what you got anything you want to plug or shout out before we close out with you and we get to our ice?
Nah, man, just want to give you guys congrats. It's been about a year now. I know you guys are celebrating your 1 year anniversary. That's awesome. I've been listening to you guys since I found you on Twitter. I just want to say thanks for you guys allowing me to come on. Share some of my work. I was up at about 2 a.m. grinding away. So hopefully we have a profitable day. Wish you guys all the best.
Oh, man, all power to you too, man. Being up at 2 a.m, handicapping these games, man. You had some really good information, and I'm very happy to hear it.
No doubt, Sleepy J. I was very impressed with you coming on this morning. I liked a lot of the stuff you were on. I mean, you as far as being dead on where I'm
Homework.
at, you're right there with me as far as most of your picks today. I think you're right on the money. I love your Louisville take. I love your position as well on Kansas. I also like the under in that game, and that's looking like it's going to be a 3-team teaser for Daddy. So I'm going to try to ride you today. Hopefully, you can break the curse of the guests, which we seem to be running hard with just fading the guests seems to be a popular notion around SBTV.
I think he's going to turn it around today.
I think he does turn it around, and what I like is, you know what, man, your takes on everything seems great. So hey, put your stuff out there, throw it up on Twitter, man, and I love hearing from you, brother.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, take care. Have a good one.
All right, man. Be cool.
Take care.
Later.
Yep. All right, dude. So, I mean, yeah, I like when, he knew everybody's names on all the teams. He knew all the statistics on everybody and whatnot. I mean, that's stellar. You got to give it to him.
Sir.
You got to give it to him on that. All right. So, let me switch this up a little bit.
You got two dusty hockey games, bro.
You got two.
Two dusty hockey games. You got New Jersey against Coyotes, and you got the Red Wings against the Ducks. I'm not really leaning either way. I like the college hoop play better, but I'll just tell you guys, if you were going to play tonight, I would just go with the two home teams, as the Devils should be able to handle the Coyotes, but you guys know my luck against that Coyote team, so I'm not going to trust the Devils to beat them. And I like the Ducks to bounce back and beat the Red Wings. You might want to get involved with the total. What do you got? You got a total for the Red Wing Duck game?
Yeah, before I get into that, I want to wish a happy birthday to Mrs. Yodo out there. What is going on? Good stuff out there, man. So happy birthday to you. Let's see. We got the total in the you're talking about the Arizona, New Jersey?
Right.
5.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to leave it alone. Buster, I don't think that I disagree with that. The refs kept TCU in the game. I watched a lot of that game, and I got to disagree with that. I'm sorry. It's one of those things where Kansas is home, all right, and TCU's coming in. I mean, you're the number 8 team in the country. You got the momentum. You were coming off of a bad loss already to West Virginia. The refs should have had nothing to do with you blowing out TCU. And what you did was they had a little lapse in scoring, and next thing you know, TCU was right back in the game because they were on the verge of the blowout, and then they pulled it right back again. And I hear you with the rest, but I gotta disagree with that one.
Well, anytime you got a conference matchup, dude, it's usually a headache. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
It's a Big 12 matchup, too. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the Kansas TCU. We're going back and forth with my man Buster Carr up on Twitter here. But, yeah, anytime – that's why I moneylined it.
But see, here's my thing, dude. All right? North Carolina loses to Duke, okay? And then North Carolina plays Georgia Tech at home. And I know it's a little bit of a different situation, but North Carolina blew out Georgia Tech at home.
Yes.
Okay? That's what I'm saying. Sometimes if you're coming off of that loss that you should have won, you get a weak team coming in, you get a team that you could beat up on and get your confidence together. That's what you're supposed to do. And that's the only thing I didn't like what Kansas did. But I think Kansas wins tonight, though. I'm with you on Kansas winning tonight.
All right. Big ups to my man Hockey Immortal. He joined a NHL Elite Cappers contest. So very interested to see what happens with that. And good luck on that, brother. And I have a feeling you're going to do really well there, my man.
No doubt.
Definitely. So that's pretty much it, Dream. We're at the end here. I mean, we got Detroit Red Wings coming into Anaheim, but I have no line for that yet.
Right. I think you said the total was 5. I'm kind of leaning on the over again in that, buy it down to 4.5. But I'm not crazy about it. So I've got no hockey for you guys today. I think the college hoop basketball plays the play. It'll probably be some form of a teaser. I also think you could play all 3 of them games, believe it or not, straight, because the points aren't that heavy.
No, Louisville's only 4.5.
Right. I think you maybe could get away with it straight. I mean, it's not something that I do, but I know it's something you guys like to do. The money line parlay obviously pays incredible on just money lining all of the 2 and then taking the total. And you could even, in this case, you could even buy the total. You could money line the 2 regular games, buy the total up, depending on who you're using, and still have everything working in your favor. So do a little bit of homework, play with the numbers, and make it work for yourselves, guys, as I think that 3-teamer is money.
I think I'm going to go Louisville and Houston Rockets tonight. I think that'll pay.
I forgot about the Rockets.
Yeah, right. I think that'll pay incredible.
I think you're right, brother. It'll pay pretty good.
Yeah, let's take a look. And
Rockets are giving 9, though, I think, right?
9 and 9.5, but I'm pulling up. You got them at -5. 450. So if you take a look at it, let's just look up my little money line parlay calculator, which, by the way, we're going to be putting one of these on our website because I love a money line calculator here. Minus that and -195. Let's see. Hold on.
Speaking of the website, by the way, guys, I sent out a couple of DMs as well to some of the people who I DM all the time as far as signing up, getting on the website if you're coming to Vegas and signing up. For those of you that just got it, I had somebody, kind of hit me up with, why'd I get this spam? Why'd I get this spam? I mean, dude, you love when I send you a free money line parlay, but you want to be mad about the spam, so fall back on that a little bit, all right?
If you take Louisville and Houston Rockets in a money line parlay, it pays about 85% of your bet.
That's good.
That's like a straight play, dude.
I
pretty
love
much.
that. You know me, I'm all good with that. I am going to get involved. And I preach don't do the 3-teamer, but I liked it, man. I like that undercall that he made today. I really like that play. As I think that's a lot of points for both teams. I watched the game going to triple overtime. But,
yeah, right.
but I do like the play, though.
Yes. All right, man. So, we're going to close this thing out, man. Daddy got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of good things happening at work. Now that I spent a few days off of Twitter and worked, and all of a sudden, there's all kinds of good stuff happening at work. So I'll be on
Amazon and surf Amazon and get your dogs a coat so they can go out tonight and be comfy.
About to I don't want to say nothing crazy. I got probably dog lovers on here. You know what I'm saying?
There's dog lovers on there. They don't got nothing. They ain't dealing with your two prima donnas.
Oh, I know. Tell me about it. Unbelievable. So, but all right, man, we're going to close this thing out and go from there. Big ups to my man Sleepy J for coming on. He tore it up. And, Dream, I kind of like that, man. We'll keep it simple. Go money line. I'm going to go money line Houston Rockets and Louisville Cardinals.
Okay, I thought you throw Kansas. Why don't you throw Kansas in there?
Because Kansas is on the road. I you know what? No, Louisville's on the road too, but I like Louisville better than I like Kansas, just because.
Wow, you just told me you was loving Kansas.
No. Listen. That's dude.
I'm
That's
teasing.
an
I'm teasing.
yeah, I know, but that's an in-state rival.
Right.
They're not going that far. It's
Yes.
a conference matchup. Nah. I like the Louisville play better. I really do.
Okay.
Just because Georgia Tech is so bad. And Georgia Tech, I mean, coming off getting pounded by, UNC.
Yep.
How good do you feel about your program right now? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then they're like, oh, by the way, we got, Louisville coming in as well. It's not like we're going to win that game. So I just feel really good about it. I'm going to do some homework later on and really, dissect it. But I like the payout, and I like the way that's looking.
Good, guys. Look for the play around 6:30. If you don't get, I'm tweeting. I'm not doing the DM plays, as it takes a little bit too much time for me to DM them to you guys. And plus, tonight's probably gonna be like something that it's like a small lean light plays. I'm not in love with it. In the DM plays, I want to keep that strictly for like plays that I absolutely think are just gonna hit no matter what. So look at my timeline, take a look at the photos if you're interested. I'll at least tweet it out or tweet something that I have. Just be patient for that, because I get a lot of guys start getting antsy at like 4:00. Yo, Dream, you got anything? And it's like, yeah, I got something, but right now I'm trying to work on it before I give you some nonsense. So give me a minute to get my stuff together. I will put it out. I do always share with you guys what I'm doing. Even if I'm on the road, I will at least, get that information out to you via my cell phone. I'll be back in the game tonight for you guys. Hey, big ups to everybody that's listening to the show. I'd like to send my shout outs to Damon Dazenberg, Dank, Bartholomew Stagger, Deeks Picks, Jason Guerrera, the NYI crew, my man Super Dave, Champ, The Kid, Vince Parker, Papa Smurf, LVCC, Premier Sports Company, Rick Lopez, Richard, Wicked Odds, VK, Vegas Girl 92661, Betting the Dreams out there. Irvin is out there, the Queen of Odds, Spot Bet, Tony Enab, Ben, OJFB, what's happening, dog? Nonstop Sports Picks. Jonesy's out there. The Hockey Immortal, Dollar Sign is with us this morning. Diner Mafia as well. Johnny Flip-Off, like to give a big shout out to you as well. The Taxi 408. Scott Weaver's out there, the First Lady of the Fake Fam. Check her out, as her hockey's always really, really stellar. Yato, Buster Carr, Blunt Master, Papa Smurf. Suge is out there as well. C2 is out there. Almighty Kev, Alex Washington, Sir Mata, Real Picks, Jason Riley, Phillies Picks, Matty Fresh, and Sergio Rodriguez. Marlon is also out there, along with C. Rodriguez Jr., Armin De Niro, Neil Cafferty, Immaculate, Yato, and Sergio Rodriguez one more time. Guys, I am the Dream. Thank you so much for your support. Sorry about the disappearance of this weekend, but your boy is back, riding high with you all week long. Look for the picks to come out later in the day. Always remember who you with, and remember, make the most of each and every day, as you cannot get this time back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got my man Dr. J out there. Got Soccer Nation. Guys, we are the biggest show in the world. We are coming to Las Vegas in March next month. About a little under 4 weeks away. Got to get a little stuff for my throat here. I don't know what it is. I think it's like the hot air heat or something like that that's kind of making my throat a little bit dry. But, guys, we love you to death. Go out there. It's a light card on some of the stuff, but I think we were able to find some good stuff out there. Go out there, go easy, but get that money. Take care.
Peace.